So a short video for the first part of week 2. Week 2 is divided into 2 parts. So there's 2 different modules. The first part is going to look at e-learning in an organizational context. And then the second part looks at adult learning theory and its implications to the e-learning design process. So let's talk about organizational factors that come into play. The first one is technology. When planning your e-learning, you really do want to first consider what tools are available and what tools are supported by the organization that you're building for. What tech support is available for your learning management system? Are the tools easy to develop in and easy for the users to learn and use? There are some fabulous tools out there, and some of them have a really steep learning curve. So you need to consider not only the building time, but also then the time for any required maintenance on those courses. The other one is you have to think about the intuitive design for the learner side. Not only does the development side need to be something that is manageable for the instructional designers and development team, but you need an intuitive design for the learner. It's almost expected now with things like iPhones and this really simple design. We'll talk a little bit more about simplicity in design later in the course. The next is HR policy. Before you start designing a course, you really do want to understand whether the training is expected to happen on the job or in extra time. Is it a mandatory training? Is it a part of compliance? How is that going to be measured in an LMS? And then next is resources and time frame. Know what your budget is and what the overall project plan is. And consider that you've left room for things like review cycles. Not only are you managing for the time that's going to take your team to do the work, but also you want to consider the time for review from your stakeholders and other people involved in the process. You also want to leave a little cushioning for error and rework. You can't always assume that you hit the nail on the head the first time. And then a couple of additional things you want to think about are what pain points are you trying to solve for? What performance do you want to see improved? And then how are you going to be able to identify that improvement has been made? Is the training a part of an overall change management process? If so, what measures need to be in place to ensure the success of your training outside of the quality of the training itself? Oftentimes, organizations will think that you can throw training at it. If there's a problem, throw training at it. And although training does have a place in a lot of change management, there needs to be an overall system and support system in place in order for that effort to really be successful.